Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, I know it's been a while, I'm giving you another shop update. A really big milestone. We've got power. Enjoy the episode. So forever and a day, I've been pulling power from there and just running an extension cord into the building. Now, click on the switch and we've got some lighting in here, as well as, for now, 2 exterior lights. I'm gonna explain to you what we did. Here we are on the complete opposite corner of the property, basement there. That's the closet where the panel is. Run a cable into there to a junction box where it's buried. We ended up renting a trencher. Highly recommend. You're supposed to be in areas where where no vehicles will be driving on, at least 18 inches deep where I am. We brought the trencher in through here, turned, and you can still see the remnants of the trench because the dirt's settling a bit. It's been raining a lot lately. Right there is where it enters the building. Up in the wall, we mounted this piece of plywood up here to our 100 amp service. You can see there's not much filled in here, but we wanted to future-proof it. Approved by 007 himself. Right now in Ontario, Canada, where we are, all your permits for electrical now, as a homeowner, you have to be specific of what you're doing. So to get us started, to get us towards our final, we said we're doing 2 lights and 3 outlets. So at the moment, I'm running up from the panel, running across there to a junction box where I could switch to BX, which is required under, I believe, anything 5 foot and below, you need the BX. So we ran BX up to the top junction box, and then everything else just straight Romex. I have this running to an outlet there, and then I just have a bank of lights towards the end. This light switch here controls the exterior lights and a dedicated line for the side mount garage door opener here, and just mounted one of my chargers up there. Always good to have a battery on the charge. So that's 1 switched outlet up there, 1 outlet for the door. And then we mounted an outdoor box out here. We purposely mounted it like 3 feet off the ground. Normal outlets like this one are really close to the ground, and sometimes it's cumbersome to get to. So it's nice just to have, if I'm doing any work in the driveway here, I pull out some table saws, pull out some tools, whatever. I have a plug at the ready. I think once we clear out some of this space, I might add another exterior outlet towards the back corner of the shop, just for if we do any future landscaping back here. Open the door. As you can see, it's a bit of a mess in here, but that's the way the shop will be until we're finally done with this project. Another big update, after like previous episode, the engineer wanted us to add these 2x10 joists. There's a double spine there above the lights. For some reason, kind of a little bit of a weird request. I don't understand where he was coming from, but he wanted us to add 2 more plies to our center beam. So you can see that center beam is 5 plies wide. And then the city inspector saw this, our local city inspector, and asked us what was the point. You're just adding more weight, and that's what we thought. He wanted us to carry that load to the ground. Mounted at a double 2x10 that is notched. One sits on the curb of the concrete, one sits right directly onto the floor. As for what's next in this shop, we've got sheets of 3-inch 4x8 sheets of styrofoam insulation. We're gonna try to lay the sheets like this on top of each rafter, leaving airspace behind because there's the vented soffit running along the building. We'll let air through, and there's a vent in the peak. That will allow constant airflow. Will give us a nice thermal break between the temperature in the shop and the steel roof. So it'll keep ice from forming up top. Since the original plan didn't include having these joists running across here and just had this big center beam, it was just a big vaulted ceiling originally. After we get all that insulation in place, we will be adding plywood on top of this for just extra storage. Obviously nothing super heavy is gonna go up there, just to keep tools that we don't use very often, like our paint sprayers, specialty tools, things like that. If you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hit that like button. I have a whole shop series from tearing down the old building that was here to the excavation, foundation, framing, roofing, all up until today. I have a whole playlist for it, so please check it out. Welcome to the channel. Please hit that subscribe button. Now a sneak preview on some future projects. For those who stuck around long enough in the video, a little bit of a sneak peek on future videos to come. Here's a door for our current kitchen refacing project we were doing. Kitchen refacing, for example, this is one of their old cabinets. It's like the golden oak Keller, and using a vinyl skin, we wrap all the cabinets and we replace all the doors and hinges and hardware to give them a whole new look without replacing all the boxes. We're adding a few additional boxes for a pantry and whatnot, so if that's something you're interested, stay tuned for that video where we use builder cabinets, Home Depot doors, and IKEA cabinets to transform an old tired kitchen into a brand new one. Subscribe so you don't miss it. First piece of shop furniture is this transforming workbench. We bought the plans from a fellow YouTuber, goes by Peech. This is a transforming workbench. I'll show a quick clip of what it's meant to do. It's meant to give you a decent sized workbench that folds up against the wall when not in use and doubles as a tool shelf. If you'd like more details on this, leave a comment down below. I will link Peech's original video down in the description. As well as that project, we've also been working on a deck using PVC decking and glass railings. In that project, I'm going to go over how we frame our decks to work with PVC decking. It's a little bit different from typical pressure treated lumber. The framing style is a little bit different, and that video will be out soon. Just a quick shout out. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thanks to whoever's watching these videos. Leave a comment. Let me know where you're from. Any questions, leave them down below. Hit that like button. Subscribe, hit the bell. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Also, one last thing. If anybody out there knows anything about computer networking, the router is currently at the very front of the house. And I'm trying to figure out how to get at least decent Wi-Fi back here. Right now in the shop, I do get a Wi-Fi signal, but it's very weak. In retrospect, when we ran this tech cable here, probably should have buried a conduit and ran Ethernet and had a secondary router here as an access point. But if anybody has any advice, I'd love to have at least good enough internet in here to potentially set up live streaming in here. If anybody's interested in like shop day live streaming, where I stream like a typical day in the shop, whether it's cleaning or organizing, and I can answer any questions and whatever, let me know. I think it'd be interesting just to set up like a full day in the shop, all live on the stream. People can chime in whenever they want. I think it'd be pretty interesting. Let me know what you think.